Who wants to lead the train? Anyone? Yes, Apple.
Let's bow our head and let's pray. Heavenly Father, iwanatili, Panginoon, for this day. Thank you, Lord God, dahil pinanatili mo kami, Panginoon, na ligtas, Panginoon, papunta dito sa aming paaralan, Lord God. Panginoon, give us wisdom, Panginoon, and understanding, Panginoon, para maintindihan, Panginoon, yung lessons na ibababa sa amin ng aming guro. Ganun din, Panginoon, inaas namin, Panginoon, na yung presence mo, Lord God, ay ipin mo kami, Lord God. May your kingdom, Panginoon. Thank you, Jesus, in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
Before you take your seats, can you please arrange your chairs and pick up all the crosses and find under your armchairs? Is there any? If not, you may take your seats. But before we formally start our new topic, who can remember our last lesson? What is our lesson all about last time? Waves. Yes, EM waves. What is EM waves? Or group of waves that are arranged in a electromagnetic spectrum, in which in the midst of their frequency and wavelength. Is that right? Now, what is the relationship between the frequency and the wavelength? Anyone? Yes. That's correct, thank you. So the frequency and the wavelength is inversely proportional to each other. As the wavelength increases, the frequency decreases, and vice versa. Now, who can give an example of electromagnetic waves? Yes? Gamma rays, correct? Ultraviolet, correct? Last one. Yes? Microwaves, correct? Before we start our new topic, we will play a little game. This game is called Arranging. The direction is I will flash some random words with jumbled letters and you will arrange it to form its original word. Is that clear? Yes. Okay, let's start. Raise your hand if you know the answer. Okay. Dance. Reflection. Correct. Next. Anyone? Any guess? Yes? Incidents. Very good. Next. Yes. Specular. Very good. Next word. Diffuse. Correct. Next word.
Concave.
Concave. Let's see if it is concave. Correct. Very good. Next word. Yes. Convex. Convex. Yes. Convex. Very good. Last word. Mirror. Now, all of these words will help you familiarize with the terminologies we'll be using upon this lesson. Which is, can you guess? About mirrors. Who wants to read the first line? Yes?
Mirrors are reflective surfaces bounces of light, producing either a real image array. Here noting, when an object is placed in front of a mirror, the image of the same object is seen first.
Thank you. Let's proceed to the reflection of light in plane mirrors. Here are some words that will help you to understand more about the reflection of light in plane mirrors. First one is the incident ray. Who wants to read? Yes.
Incident ray, the ray of light from the mirror represented by the arrow of the optical elements of
Thank you. The incident ray is the ray of light that is represented by an arrow which is approaching a mirror. Imagine that this is a mirror. This is what we call the incident ray. Let's proceed. Who wants to read the next one? Yes.
reflected ray. The reflected is the ray of light which meets the mirror and the person represented by an arrow pointing away from the mirror.
If the incident ray is the thank you, may hear. If the incident ray is the arrow that is or the ray that is approaching the mirror, the reflected ray is the ones that is being reflected by the mirror. So this arrow represents the reflected ray. Will you read the next one? Yes. Thank you. Now, the normal line is an imaginary line that can be drawn perpendicular to the mirror. So, if this is the mirror, this is the normal line. It is perpendicular to the mirror. Now, let's proceed to the laws of reflection. There are two laws of reflection. Will you read both? Yes.
The incident ray and reflected ray and the normal light the reflecting surface all lie in the same place and the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection.
Thank you. The first law of reflection states that the incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal line all lies in the same plane, which means they all lie in front of the mirror. Second law states that the angle of incidence and the angle of reflection is equal. So the angle of incidence is the angle created by the incident ray and the normal line. So this is the angle of incidence. It's represented as theta and small I. And the angle of reflection, which is formed by the reflected ray and the normal line, is called the angle of reflection, which is represented by theta. Let's say R. So the second law states that these two angles are equal. Any questions? Okay, let's proceed. Types of reflection. So there are two types of reflection. Who wants to read the first one? Anyone? Yes?
Specular reflection, also known as regular reflection, it is defined as a light reflected from a smooth surface at a defined definite angle.
Thank you. Specular reflection, or also termed as irregular reflection, formed when a light ray is reflected by a smooth surface, and the specular reflection creates definite angles. Here is a visual representation of specular reflection. The reflective surface is shiny or smooth, and the angles the angles formed is definite. Who wants to read the second one? Yes?
Diffuse reflection, also known as irregular reflection, is produced by rough surface that tends to reflect light in all directions.
Thank you. In contrary to regular reflection, diffuse reflection is formed when a light ray reflects on a rough surface, and it is tend to form or to reflect light in different directions. Here is a visual representation of the diffuse reflection. As you can see, the surface is dull or it is rough, and the rays reflected is going to different directions. Now let's proceed to the reflection on a mirror. Who wants to read? Yes.
When light hits an object, every part of the object reflects light in all directions. Some of the reflected light reaches our eyes, thus we can see an object.
Thank you. Now, the reason why we see ourselves or we see reflection is because of the mirror and the light reflected by the mirror. So, what are the characteristics of images that are formed by this mirror? Who wants to read? Anyone? Yes?
Characteristics of image formed by a plane mirror. The image is vertical and upright. The image is the same size as the object. The image is the same size orientation as the object. The image is the same distance from the mirror as the object.
Thank you. The first characteristic of the images or the image formed by a plane mirror is virtual or upright. Imagine that this is a mirror and there's an object here. Its reflection is virtual, which means its reflection lies behind the mirror. So this is the reflective surface of the mirror and this is the wall. Now imagine that the reflection is, let's say, an arrow pointing upwards. What do you think the image will be formed here? Upright. So it is also pointing upwards. That's the first characteristic of the image formed by a mirror. The next one is, it is stated that the image is or has the same size as the object. So if I have here an image of a ping pong ball, let's say, its reflection will be the same size. Next characteristic is that the image has the same orientation as the object. Let's say I have here an object shaped triangle. What do you think the reflection will be? Triangle also. It is impossible for the reflection to be any other shape other than triangle because the object is triangle. Get it? Yes. And last is the image has the same distance from the mirror to the object. If the object has a, let's say, 1 meter distance to the mirror, its reflection has also 1 meter. And if this has the distance of, let's say, 10 meters, the object also has 10 meters. Any questions about the characteristics of images? Okay, let's proceed. Mirror, left, right, reversal. Who wants to read? Yes.
If you view an image of yourself in a plain mirror, you will quickly see that there is an apparent left-right reversal of the image.
Have you ever looked at yourself in front of the mirror? Yeah, of course. When you raise your right hand, what do you observe about your reflection? The reflection tends to form. It seems like you're raising your left hand, right? That is the property of left-right reversal of a mirror. Have you seen an ambulance? What can you say about the formation of letters of the word ambulance? It is or reversed. Why do you think is that? What do you think is the reason why this word ambulance is reversed? Yes. That is correct. So the word ambulance is reversed in order for the vehicle in front of it to recognize immediately that there is an ambulance behind him. So he can make a way for the ambulance to go. This is one of the important uses of the property of a mirror called left-right reversal. Aside from a plain mirror, there are two other types of mirror, which is the spherical mirrors. Who wants to read? Yes. So the spherical mirror is called spherical mirror because it is cut out from a sphere. So imagine that this is a sphere. If you cut this sphere in half, you will form a curved shaped mirror. That's why it's called spherical mirror. Now there are two types of spherical mirrors. The first one is, who wants to read? Yes? Thank you. When we say concave mirror, where do you think is its reflective surface? Inside of the sphere or outside? Outside. Outside?
Inside.
Inside. Its reflective surface is inside of the mirror. Here is the reflective surface. Here is the wall. This is called concave. Here is the visual representation of the concave mirror. Who wants to read the next one? Anyone? Yes?
Concave mirror is a mirror in which the reflective surface goes lower to the next sphere.
Thank you. In contrary to the concave mirror, the convex mirror has a reflective surface outside the hollow sphere. So this is its reflective surface. This is the wall. It is called convex. So here's the visual representation of the convex mirror. By the way, class, the convex mirror is also called the diverging mirror since its reflection tends to diverge away from one another. And the concave mirror is also coined as the converging mirror since its reflection tends to converge or go towards each other. Now I have prepared here an activity. Who wants to read the direction? Everyone, will you read?
Search for any object. Put the object in front of the plane mirror and observe. Put the object in front of the concave mirror and observe. Put the object in front of the convex mirror and observe. On the one-half crosswise paper, answer the following questions based on your observation.
So I have prepared here 10 sets of mirror sets. Each set has the 3 types of mirror, the plane, concave, and convex. We will be using these to perform our activity for today. Now, get one half sheet of paper. Did you get the direction? So you're just gonna observe your reflection in each of the types of the mirror. After you're done observing, you may answer 4 guide questions. And your answers will be based on your observation of the activity. You have 10 minutes to finish the activity. You don't have to write the questions. Yes? No, you don't have to. You're just gonna answer the right question. Yeah. That's why you only have to. You don't have to draw, you're just gonna write your observations based on the question. You don't have to write any questions, only your answer. Is everybody done with number 1 and 2? Yes. Are you done, class? Still have 5 minutes. Everyone done? Who's still answering? Okay, you have 2 minutes. Is everybody done? What did you observe on the reflection of the object in front of the mirror? In terms of its size, did it enlarge or yes? Upright and same size, correct. How about when you put the object in front of the convex mirror? Upright. Convex. Mini. Yes, correct. Upright and diminished. It can also be inverted depending on the distance. How about in front of the concave mirror? The image enlarged and inverted. Concave. Inverted or upright? It depends also the distance of the object. It can either be upright or inverted. Now, what are the main differences between convex and concave mirror based on your observation? Yes? The size difference. The size, the object, and yes, correct. So let's recall. What are the two laws of reflection? Who can answer? Two laws of reflection. Any other hand? Yes? Two laws of reflection. Laws. The first law states that the incidence. Proceed. So the first law states that the incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal light all lies in the same plane. How about the second law? Anyone? This is just the review. Yes? What is the second law of reflection? Anyone? Any guess? So the second law of reflection states that the angle of incidence and angle of reflection is equal. How about the two types of reflection? Who wants to give the two types? No, the types of reflection. Specular and diffuse. Correct. So what's the difference between the specular and diffuse? So specular. What's the difference between the specular and diffuse reflection? Specular is small surfaces. How about its angle? Angle of reflection. It has a definite angle. How about the diffuse reflection? For the surface is from. And the angles of reflection tends to point in different directions. Correct? Thank you. How about the three types of mirrors? Plane, concave, and convex. What is the difference between a concave and convex mirror?
Tapos po sa konti, pwedeng upright, pwedeng inverted. Depends on it.
Thank you. That's correct. Seems like you learned a lot today. So we'll be having our quiz. And 1/4. Okay. Okay. This is just a very true or false quiz. Write true if the statement is true and write false if the statement is false. Now, in preparation for our next lesson, please copy your assignment. Or you may just take a picture. Is everybody in that? Thank you for listening.